That's hackable.
Okay, we're back.
Oh yeah, I still have.
And the shopkeep says, after spending some time gathering and looking around for materials, he says, I have several very rare items that you can go through and look at and see. There are some rankings of some things in there, and I'll have to tell you what they do. Or what rankings the shopkeep has, so when you ask, or when you're looking at them, if you're curious, I can tell you what they are and how much.
Yeah, I walked into the shop
There's pictures
too,
on the other side.
and
Okay.
I'd like to take a look at some of those items as well.
Let's see what he's got.
I saw what you looked at. So he begins to start looking at your the bracer. He pulls out a monocle and he starts staring at it, kind of going over it, detail, fine coming. He walks in the back room with the bracer. And he comes back out and he says, have you decided on anything?
I'm interested in these two items.
These two items. The decanter of endless water. What a wonderful artifact.
Only if you're in a desert.
Okay. So, the decanter. That thing is worth 1 gold, 50 silver.
Okay. What about the backpack?
The backpack. This backpack. Okay. This backpack goes for 1 gold.
1 gold and 50 silver. 57 silver? Or
50 silver.
okay, 1 gold, 50 silver, and 1 gold.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Do you have multiple of these?
I have only 1 decanter, but I have 2 of these backpacks.
Okay, I'll take all 3 of those things.
Okay. So that will be...
Now, what kind of deal can you give me on that? Identifying.
Let's see here. I am willing to knock the identifying down to 50 silver for a new purchase.
Okay, so...
So
1,
50 silver
2,
for the identifying.
4 gold so total.
Yes, 4 gold total.
Deal.
Okay, 4 gold it is then, sir.
Did I mention that we're the hero that's going to save the world?
Oh, I hear that often. Another hero. That's good to hear. Are you too after this darkness that clouds our world? Another hero that's going to save us all.
Another? How often do you deal with heroes that claims to
Every time someone needs a deal. That is how often I deal with it. So all the time, my friend.
Okay. I've removed the 4 gold.
I like how you are trying to bargain with me. I'm amused. I still need some time. Give me a moment. Did you add these to your
I'm going to write them down or type them down.
Okay. He goes in the back. You can see he's putting some liquid on pieces of it. He's prodding it with some things. He's putting some powder on it. You can see some sparkles of flickers, like almost like sparklers are going off back there as he's trying to examine it and figure it out, what exactly it is that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And he spends some more time on it. You're looking through the items.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask on a couple of questions or a couple of items.
Yes.
How much is this robe of useful items?
The robe of useful items. The robe of useful items goes for 1 gold.
I'll take it.
Okay. What's your gold standing at now?
I did have 4 gold, now I have 3.
Okay. Write it down. So you have it.
Useful items.
You should look at it. Your character
It's
doesn't
pretty
know,
cool.
but you can. It is pretty cool. I'm surprised he didn't grab it. Honestly. Any other questions that I can help you with, ma'am? By the way, I adore your green hair.
Why, thank you. What about the periapt of health?
That also goes for 1 gold.
And the pearl of power?
The pearl. The pearl of power goes for 1 gold, 50 silver.
I'll take this one.
The pearl of power, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's all I'm going to get.
Okay. It's the robe and the pearl.
Yep,
Also
I
have
gotta
freaking
write down-
pickaxe and
She does.
a rope and
She does. She could probably use a great backpack, but someone bought them all before she got here.
No, it's for the group. I'm gonna divide the rations and the water bladder into the 2 back
Yeah, see, if you
quiver sacks.
read on this, not only does it have
Let's
the
see,
patches that of the items list, but also in addition the robe has 4d4 other patches. The DM chooses the patches or determines them randomly.
Uh-huh.
So that's really cool. You just detach the patch and the patch turns into that item that it's pictured.
Pretty nifty, huh?
Yep.
It is cool. Okay? He comes back to you with the bracer and he says, "It has taken me some time to figure it out, but this bracer has the ability to read the mind of a creature, of any creature, 3 times a day."
Creature?
Creature,
Does that
creature, or
include
anything.
any person with a mind?
Anything with a
Anything
mind.
with a mind, you can read it up to
3 times a day.
What's the activation?
You have to utter a thing, and then you have to clearly, in your mind, see and envision that person. And they cannot be outside of a 500-foot radius. So,
You need to be able to see the person?
no,
Oh.
they just need to be with. You need to know that person.
Okay.
Like, I've seen you, I've walked 500 feet away, I'm thinking of you in my head, I utter the word, and then I can read your mind.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
I can't talk back, but I
Okay.
can read your mind. Okay, obviously it has certain limitations if things are blocking it or things don't allow for mind reading, so remember that.
Okay.
Okay? The magic word you utter is Blendarna.
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 Take these bulls back.
Okay.
Be right back.
Blend Darla?
Blendarna?
Blend.
Blendarna.
Blender. I don't know that. I forget that word. I forget it. It's no longer in my mind.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So you guys have purchased it. You've gotten your item appraised. You make your way back to the church,
Yes.
or to the temple, sorry.
Temple, yes.
You get back to the temple and you see that the gate is now up.
Oh, they're fast.
You can see Theon is out there working his butt off, sweating. You see, surprisingly, they've welcomed you into their family because of what you are. A Telfling,
Okay.
especially in a temple. And you're out there working. I think you're proving yourself. And you guys show back up. And Theon looks at you and says, "Hard day work. I feel better already. I'm ready to tackle our problems. I'm ready to kick some ass. Been a little nervous about going into this forest. It's kind of scared me all my life as a child. But I've worked on my holy ways, and I feel that that could help us with this banshee bitch. So, what say you? Allegion's back, Fluterflan's back, all you guys are back. You guys ready to tackle this now or in the morning?"
Let's do this in the morning.
Yeah.
Let's get a full night's rest.
Some real sleep first.
Okay.
Yep.
I've got food, ration, and water for our journey. I've got these 2 backpacks. I suggest that we divide up the goods and put it in these 2 bags that have magical dimension. So
Okay.
I'm going to divide it evenly and give one to Theon.
Okay.
and then I'll keep the other one, and I'll keep the endless water thingy as well.
Okay.
So
Theon appreciates it, and he goes and he wanders off and says, I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm going to read up a little bit more to remind myself of the history of the region that we're going on so I can learn about it and see if I can find a way through this forest as I worry about it a little bit. He stresses because he's from here and he knows the scary tales of the forest. So he wanders off and he goes and back to kind of the priestly brethren area, and some of the priests come out to you and say, come with me, children. We'll show you where the your quarters are. And they take you off into your quarters, and there's some they're just simple beds. There's like a small chest at the foot of the bed for you to put your stuff in. They're small rooms, nothing special. Imagine you guys go to bed.
Thank you for the hospitality.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Thank you for helping our brother Theon through a hard time. Thank you for doing what you do to put an end to all the pain and suffering that has been going on in the world. We encourage your quest and hope for the most success. So, you guys imagine go to bed, go to sleep.
Yes, I meditate for the next 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Before going to bed, I'm gonna talk to Allegium
Okay.
for a minute. And
So do you go into Allegium's quarters?
Yeah.
You knock on the door.
Allegium, can I?
Oh dear.
No.
She wishes.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes, enter.
Exactly what I think in my head
Um,
as my character.
I would like to learn how to use the wings that I have been basically given from one of the potions that you had given me. One of the green power potions that you had given me. And, I'd like to learn how to use them, because right now, as it stands, they're basically useless. I knew how to use them, and I knew how to fly when I was ultra powerful during this.
So what it will require, my apprentice, is that your wings are not fully developed. And what we will require to do is to slowly give you a nip of the potion that gave you that power to help you fully develop it. It won't give you any extra power as far as that goes, but it will help to develop the wings and give you strength in them. Right now, they're nothing but bone and flesh, not muscle, which is why you struggle moving them. They're not fully developed. So what we will do is, over time, and it is more of a rare thing because the potion that I gave you to help you grow those wings is something that is a rare potion. It requires a rare herb that comes out of the forest that I lived in. So it is something that we will work on, and as time goes on, we will teach you how to use those wings. Okay?
All right.
Okay? So you go back off to your room and go to bed. Okay? You guys go to bed. Fluter Flan goes to his room and goes to bed, and morning comes and you guys hear on your door.
Answer it.
You answer it. It's Theon, and he says, "Good morning. They have breakfast ready if you guys are up for it. It's not much, but it's something."
Yeah, appreciate
Take
it.
anything.
And then he said, Theon knocks at each of your doors and tells you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, you guys imagine, get ready,
Yep.
head down, wash up, head down, and it's kind of like an oatmeal, something basic.
I was thinking like a porridge or something.
Yeah, an oatmeal or a porridge-ish type of thing. Something
Oatmeal
very
is
basic.
porridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what went through my mind. Porridge.
And they serve it up in a bowl, and they give each of you a serving of it. There's like a guy in a big pot that's slumping it out for all the priests and all the paladins, and they're each grabbing a bowl, and kind of a line going through it, kind of like the lunch line at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys all sit down. There's like a lunchroom with tables and stuff like that, very much similar to tables like these and chairs. And Theon sits down and he says, "You know, I learned a little something about places we're going tomorrow. I learned why the places are named what they're named.
Okay.
So, Havana is named after a lady. And I found out about the banshee that lives in this forest.
Is it Havana?
The banshee's name, the real name of the banshee is Havana. It is actually named after her. And the reason it's named after her is also the reason why the plains after Havana are named after Lerwick. So what happened is several hundred years ago, there was a great battle that occurred on the plains. And there was a warrior by the name of Lerwick von Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein?
Liechtenstein.
From that movie, something Night.
I don't know. That's his name, Lerwick von Liechtenstein. Okay? And he fought this great battle on these plains with an army, with this great army. He was the leader of this great army, Lerwick von Liechtenstein. And he fought this great battle on these plains against a group of giant orcs on these plains. And he drove their kind back into the mountains. You see, the plains are in this valley. He begins to kind of tell you
Yeah.
the plains are in this valley. And the orcs were coming into these plains, and he fought this battle to force them back into the mountains. And while he was fighting this battle, Lerwick was successful in the battle. He forced them back into the mountains. But in the final blow from the last and final orc, Lerwick was mortally wounded and made his way back to his people, only to die 2 days later. Well, Havana, his lover, found out about the success of the battle. And she went to meet Lerwick on the battlefield. And when she got to his camp, she found that Lerwick had died from the mortal wound. And heartbroken, Havana wandered into the forest and hung herself.
So that's why
And
she
now-
became a banshee.
She wanders the forest as a banshee, wailing and crying for the loss of her lover.
Makes sense.
Lerwick von Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein.
I know, I'm kidding.
So the plains were forever named after Lerwick for his heroic battle and the sacrifice of his life. They named the plains of Lerwick. And they named the forest after his lover, Havana. The forest of Havana. Interesting, huh?
See, now if necromancy was in our group,
She forever wanders the forest, crying out for her lover. And all the lost souls in the forest are the people who lost their lives in the battle between the giant orcs. I just found this out. I did not know that. In all my life living here, I went to research about the forest and the plains to find a way through.
Well, I think we better finish up and get a move on.
Be on your way.
Well, do you, Theon,
Yes.
as a paladin, do you know of a way to help the spirit that lingers?
Spirits linger for a reason.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
So
Something
what
is
you-
causing this banshee to linger. And if we could help this banshee,
She doesn't know that her lover died, though.
Yes,
she
she-
did.
she does
Okay.
know.
Okay.
It just says she.
If
found
we could
out.
help this banshee come up with some sort of a peace, come.
So Theon, what you need to do is seduce this banshee.
Or we can help her reunite her with her loved one.
By taking her into the plains and then ditching her.
By somehow locate the spirit of Lurwick. Except, I mean, you would think that he is long gone by now. I mean, or maybe he's
He
still
was
around.
killed by the giant orcs, but that was like hundreds of years ago, right?
Yeah.
That was a couple hundred years ago.
How long do orcs live?
Well,
How long to have these orcs? No one really knows, right? Because
no one
goes
no
past
one
that
gets
forest.
past the forest. Not many make it through the forest.
You're thinking about like avenging for
Yeah.
her loved one.
That's what I was
by defeating
thinking.
the
But we
orcs.
still have to get through the forest anyway, so
Right.
convincing her either way to let us go through. Which we still have to avoid the natures of a banshee anyway.
Yes, you have to make it through while she's in there.
How big is this forest? How long does it take to travel through at normal pace?
No one knows.
No one's.
On the map, you can see the mountains off in the distance, and you can see if you get high on a peak from the church,
Uh-huh.
you can see the forest is probably several miles thick,
Okay.
several miles deep
Uh-huh.
before you reach the plains, where you can see the plain where the mountains go into the valley area.
Okay.
You can see that it's probably several miles deep.
Okay.
So the forest is thick.
Several miles. Should be able to get through.
I mean, within one day, for sure, as long, even with conflict. We just have to figure out how to get through that in a day. I mean, that's still hours.
Well, we will only further delay our journey by sitting here. Let's get going.
Okay. I like how someone's preparing for a fight.
I mean, we're gonna have to do something with this banshee, right? But
Okay. So, Theon says, you know, my holy powers are good against the undead, but they're only so good against the undead. So,
it's different with like zombies and mummies and skeletons and,
Yes.
and ghosts over like more mythical type.
typically
special
things that
concession.
are not ready to leave this world are harder to force to leave this world.
Over something that was
Over
risen.
something that's ready to leave this world.
Yeah, that has already been ready but came back or something like undead stuff and all that.
Do you have something that could hold a spirit? Like a container that can hold a spirit?
I have ways to slow them, to almost chain them, but not It only lasts for a small period of time, almost like a webbing.
I think we need to
As a
visit the
paladin?
magic shop again, or maybe ask the high priest. Because I'm not suggesting hold it to trap it forever, but hold it as a vessel to carry it with us. Maybe we can convince her. We will take her to the orcs and kill the orc for her, avenge her.
Okay.
Yeah, because it seems like she's almost like trapped in the forest because she committed suicide in that forest.
Ah.
If we can take her with us,
Burn down the forest. Problem solved. Forest is gone.
that's a little bit extreme. There are other.
That's true. That's the simple way, but there's still. Who
I
knows
thought
what's in
you
the-
of all people would
Yeah,
not
you would
want
not
to
want to burn down a forest.
No.
He's a conflicting. He's a.
You
he's
are. Yeah, you're a complex individual.
I mean, I originally came from the lands of fire, so
He's all about burning and that and fire and sulfur and damnation and.
but then I got away with it.
So
away
there's a
from it.
battle internally.
Yes.
And you're struggling.
Yeah, I originally was the one that was like the outcast anyway, so I went away from it. But that is my homeland, kind of thing.
So you're yearning to return to your homeland?
Not necessarily.
Yearning to
But
belong?
sometimes those impulses
Are you-
happen.
Are you okay over there? You look like you're falling asleep.
No,
She's
I'm fine.
just looking at all of her stuffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like a way to communicate with the banshee. And
I unfortunately
But
don't have
seems
there
like-
was one particular
Seems like there was an item at a magic or it seems like there was an item that somebody just picked up.
That could. Oh, yeah.
it.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. The
You're
GM
right.
is the
I
DM
don't-
is
But my character doesn't
shouldn't
know
be
that.
helping.
You guys haven't told me that.
But did you
so I don't
say,
know.
though, you're looking for something that can. I mean, if she doesn't express her concern about communicating with the Banshee, then I would not have.
Because neither one of us technically knew that. And so that wouldn't even cross my mind. I was. So how are we going to be able to convince this banshee in any way? Like, how do we?
We talk to the Banshee? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any way of talking to her. I don't have any spells or anything like that.
Well, you need a specific spell to talk to a Banshee? Why would you want
They're
me?
always wailing.
Huh?
They're super loud. You can't even hear through.
I can
Banshee
probably
wails.
maybe speak telepathically to her if she's
We have a way of at least hearing her thoughts. And
Thean goes, how?
this a point to Fluter, the bracer that he found from that cave.
What does the bracer do? Did you find out what it does?
Yeah, it allow you to read anybody's mind 3 times a day.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah.
Is there any limit?
Maybe we can
like,
find out what keeps the banshee here.
yeah. It's a one-way communication, though. There's no way for us to talk back, but we can at least listen in.
That might be a good
But we
idea.
have to be within 500. Was it feet or yard?
feet, yard,
Feet.
meter? I think it was feet.
Okay,
It's
we
feet.
have to within 500 feet of.
So we are going to have to find the banshee. My guess is that's probably not going to be a problem.
You mean the Banshee is just going to come and find us?
I
I'm
imagine she is
sure
not
she
happy with
would.
any living in that forest, as no one has ever
we
made
should
it
also
through or
find
out.
out where her lover is, her lover, like if her
Yeah,
lover's
he's probably on
spirit
site.
is still around, or
Well,
Probably buried
they
on
probably
site, though.
were given. He was being a hero. He was probably given a proper burial.
well, we need to find out where that is exactly.
Thean, did you through your research did it ever mention about?
So he was given a proper burial, and it was at the edge of the camp, which is by the forest,
On site.
on the plains, so right on site by his camp.
Okay.
That's what I would imagine.
Yep.
Thor, Hero of Gen.
There is there is a monument over there for him that they constructed.
And you know the location of this monument?
Imagine we can find it. It's at the edge. I don't know exactly. It was so long ago, and
We gotta make
so
it to the edge.
Very little people have made it through there. So we can work our way through, but there was no research or information that gave us an exact
And
location.
I'm assuming it's obviously not big enough to see over the trees,
No, you
even
must.
even if you're up at the highest point.
Well, but is
'Cause it's
it
too
once
close,
we
probably.
get through the forest, then we should be
should
able to see it because of the plane. It's
Yeah, it's pretty empty in the base
Plane
of a
is-
plane.
a plane.
Yeah, it's pretty flat and even-ish.
Okay. Everybody fed. Let's get going.
Okay, so everybody grabs all their stuff. Theon hugs all of his friends, his priestly friends from the temple that are basically his family. And they all wish you well and great journey and tell you to be very careful and be wary of the banshee. Her well and her stare are very dangerous. So, you guys get going. It's probably about noon at this point, maybe a little bit before noon.
Okay.
And you start making your way towards the edge of town.
It's a thick forest. Right?
It's a thick forest.
And there are no roads.
There are no roads, and it would be
Any
very
misty stuff
difficult
that goes
to.
through it,
Well, you
or
guys
just-
don't only have 2 horses, and it would be very difficult to ride a horse through there.
So
you have to
we've
traverse
left,
it on
We
foot.
left the
Horse and carriage.
Horse and carriage
at the
at
temple.
the temple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Please care for these horses. You can use them as you need
Yeah.
while we're on our journey.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you make your way towards the end of town, and the town ends, and there's rough plains for maybe about 100 feet, or not 100 feet, 1,000 feet, and then you reach to the edge of the forest, and it's thick forest, and it is dark in there. It's already dark. I mean, there's a little light because it's always that dawnish kind of, but in the forest it is dark enough that you'll probably need sources of light in order to see in there.
I'm good.
Yeah, and he's probably okay too.
Um,
Probably
And you
just
look in
feels
there,
a
and
little-
you ever watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when they are going to enter Sherwood Forest, and people talk about I'll never enter the forest, and they stop. And you guys noticed as you started walking that direction, there are several townsfolk that knew you guys were doing this, that kind of walk to the edge of the town, and they kind of watch you guys as you walk towards the edge of the forest.
They're like,
And you see one of the little kids waving.
You're gonna die! Help you come back!
as we disappear into the forest.
As you step forth into the forest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's stay alert. I'm gonna constantly be on the lookout for anything magical, any aura that stands out of place.
Okay. Okay.
Is there any animals or creatures that I can sense here?
Your guys' senses are going all crazy. Both of you. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, all the bells and whistles are going off. You're not seeing anything specific, but you feel that this
You feel
forest
and
is
hear
haunted.
things, but you can't tell what anything
Oh, and
is.
you don't know where it is or what's going on. And you're at the beginning of the forest. You're at the entrance. You slowly start to make your way through the forest and in it. And something's trying to say something, guys. Slowly start to make your way, and you've probably only entered maybe 50 feet, 100 feet into the forest. And you turn around, and it looks like behind you, you can't see the exit anymore. It's dark, it's clouded, you can't tell.
Okay.
And here's the question I'm having for you guys. How close are you together? How far apart are we? We moving in a group. We
How
moving
close
separate.
How close are the trees?
The trees are making it so that it's hard to see beyond being further than 10 feet apart. Remember, it's dark.
Are they a lot of really close, skinnier trees?
Did you light a torch by any chance?
Yeah, because you can't see without a torch or some sort of light.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll,
Do you have a torch by any chance?
At this point,
I
torch would be
have
fine.
well, I'm gonna see if that cloak has like
I think it has one.
a lantern.
Yeah, it does
And,
have a lantern.
You know, it has a lantern patch
It's
that's
filled and
lit
lit.
and lit.
Filled and lit, yep. Are you going to pull it off the cloak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's one of the two.
She pulls it off.
There's two. There's
Yep.
two of each of those items.
So you
Yep.
pull off one lantern.
Okay. And you guys are hearing these noises in here, by the way. This is not an exaggeration of what you hear in here. You can hear stuff like that throughout in there. And you see Fluter. What is that?
I do believe in spooks. I do believe in spooks. I do. I do. I do. I do.
I do believe in spooks. I do believe in spooks. Fluter's like, oh my god, guys, are we sure this is the right thing to do? I mean, my gosh, we could go back to the town. I could be having a dinner here. I could be doing something.
Can you go
Yeah,
back to the town?
We've got to. We've
If you
got to
want to
press
quit,
on.
quit now. But none of us are going to escort you back out of this forest.
We've
Let's
got
go.
to. We've got to press
If you
on.
leave this group, you're on your own.
But
We got. Let's stick
but-
together, guys.
They're just
Actually,
banshees, ghosts. I mean, come on.
you guys keep moving
They're in
forward, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice a weird white aura.
Okay.
Move quickly out of the corner of your eye,
I turn.
and it's not there anymore.
Okay. I think we're being watched. I saw the aura, right?
Yes, you saw it.
Okay.
You caught it. It was like it's like something you see over here, and then it's
When you
not
see
there.
just you kind of barely see a quick movement, and so it's just barely off of black.
Yeah. Just right, you know where the edge of your vision is, where you can see something, like when you're looking forward.
And
You,
you can't ever just make that stuff
you
out.
can't
but,
make it
like,
out. You just
it's
saw it,
Okay.
and it's not there.
barely in the vision of your peripherals.
As you guys enter the forest, the warmth and the feeling of warmth suddenly, the cold in the forest starts to chill you to the bone. The feeling of cold and dread is filling your aura.
Fluter has the.
Fluter, look. Can I borrow that bracer?
You see him breathe like that, and you can actually see his breath a little bit.
Fluter, the bracer. I put on the bracer
Okay.
and I utter the words. Notes. Blend Darna.
Blendarna.
Blendarna.
Okay, what are you focusing on to
On the white aura that I saw.
you focus on the white aura that you saw,
Mm-hmm.
and you can only use this 3 times.
Yes.
And all you hear is the witch calls to us. She calls to us. The witch calls to us. She calls to us. The
Okay.
witch calls to us. She calls to us.
All right. Let's keep going.
Alright. Well, let's keep walking. These boots are made for walking.
Okay, you guys continue going. Now, how close are you? How far apart? You never answered that. Are you guys huddled pretty close together?
Yeah.
Or are
Yeah.
you separating? Because I need to know because things
We're
happen
keeping
very close.
very close. Yes.
Okay.
It's
You
freaky.
can't see very far, and
Yeah.
it's pretty freaky
Okay.
feeling.
Okay.
One of those you never know what's going to happen at any point
Okay.
in time, and you can't see past anything.
You hear this. off in the distance. It's way out there, but you hear that.
Is it in front of us?
And it is more in front of you that you hear it.
Okay.
And off to the side of you, you notice
I clutch
a red aura.
onto,
A red aura. You see an aura that goes from from white to red when the scream happens.
I clutch
guys.
onto Allegium's arm.
I just
And
saw
Allegium
something
goes.
go from white to red.
Okay, someone is here. I feel a sense of something. I can feel it.
Is it
She's
and
here.
it's shortly right after the scream, right?
Yeah,
It
you
goes from
right
white
after
to red.
it's you see the white and then you hear the scream, and as you hear the scream, you turn and it's red, and the red is bright, and then it disappears completely.
Who says I feel like she's here?
Allegium.
Allegium said that? Here, put this on.
To who?
To...
I can use it.
Okay.
So I'll try the bracer then.
Okay.
and I tell you the words. Blendara.
All right.
Blendarna.
So, Blendarna
Okay, what are you focusing on?
on the red.
The red aura.
Aura.
Okay. You hear. We do as she commands. The Magic Queen. What does she command? We do as she commands. The Banshee Queen. We do as she commands.
Do you order these
You got
words?
one more charge on this sucker, guys.
Yeah. So
You're picking up on the
so-
wrong things.
So the red
You're-
aura is saying we do what she commands. The Banshee Queen.
You tell him that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
I
I
don't
think-
get...
You've told everybody about
Yeah.
the aura. I saw a red aura, guys. There's something out there.
And the
And
white
it was
aura...
shortly after the screeching, so
Uh-huh.
I think we have to travel quite a bit further in there because we only have one more.
One more charge.
Yeah.
Yes.
We only have one.
We can
more.
only use this item 3 times a day, so we're
Well,
not
the
saving it for-
Banshee is...
You start to see.
Havana.
You start to see around you. You guys start to see around you more white auras
Havana.
that are not necessarily. You start to see them off in the distance. They're blurry, so they're farther in the distance, and you can start to see them too, and they're starting to coalesce.
Take us to Havana.
Is that what are you doing? Are
Yeah.
you just yelling it? Take
Yeah.
us to Havana. You just
Yes.
yell it.
We seek Havana.
I'm just gonna keep walking forward.
You guys are just keep walking
Yeah,
forward.
I think we should just keep walking.
Okay, so
forward.
you're probably at this point, I'd imagine maybe half a mile into the 2 or 3 mile thick forest. Okay, you're just yelling, "Take us to Havana!" Just yelling it loud or just the one time? Are you attracting attention or you just yell it once?
Attracting attention.
You're attracting attention.
Yes.
Yeah, I would rather attract the Banshee, but the problem is, the more it's good. It's tough decision, but I definitely think at just every so often saying take us to Havana and just keep
Yeah.
on walking forward.
What does a Banshee's well do to people? I just want to say something.
Well, I know it generally does to spirits. It usually causes a lot of, like, it puts the pain and agony from the Banshee onto them, and they actually go into a chaotic.
They go
type-
crazy.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Right?
Usually attacking every living thing,
Yes.
So, therefore,
So,
which is a problem.
when she starts wailing, we need to
what else does a
cover our
banshee do
ears.
to humans? A banshee's well.
cast silence.
What?
Banshees cast silence on mages. Yeah, that's true. It also generally puts them on their knees because it's so
Good
loud.
thing as a sorcerer you can cast spell without incantation.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that cast silence on her so that she doesn't...
Do you have silence? Is it ready to go? Is it an instant cast? It will say whether it's an instant cast or if there's a
It's one of those
duration.
things where it kind of starts making you go crazy and then
just says for the
it's
duration,
not a good. Banshees are pretty crazy.
it lasts 10 minutes.
But no, but like cast time.
There's no cast time on it.
He's
Cast
like,
time, no, cast time is one action.
so he takes a
It
turn.
takes a turn to cast it, so it's not an instant. Because otherwise it would say instant. So, okay.
Because then you'd be able to do like silence and then an action.
Okay. You guys keep moving forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We have to make sure that we have the banshee close enough. to be
Ian,
able
do you
to
have
this.
any? You mentioned you have some type of protection.
So, I can
Create a holy light.
a little bit of one that may push things back, but it'll only last so long, and I can't do it very often.
Okay.
So I can.
Do you have a holy weapon on you?
I have a sword.
Is
It's
that
blessed.
a holy weapon?
Yes.
It is blessed.
It is blessed.
Does it glow?
It does glow. Yes.
Can you unsheath it?
So he pulls it out and he unsheaths it, and you can see a yellow, like the same aura of glow that was protecting you guys at the beginning of this camp, at the beginning of the day, in that church,
Uh-huh.
and it glows of that whole yellow aura, and you can see. You've seen him with this sword out before, and it's never glowed like this.
Okay.
But you see it glowing. He says, "It's like Sting." Well, he doesn't say that. It's like Sting in The Hobbit. It glows when the undead are near,
Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
Okay.
because it's a blessed blade. And he says, I can chant on it, but I have to focus instead of fighting on it, and it'll help push things back. But it does not. I can only do this for so long.
So, we will need you to buy her time to cast the silence spell on Havana.
Okay.
It's a teamwork thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys stopping, or you
then
continuing to walk
continue,
forward?
continue.
And then, Allegium, would you happen to have any potions that would assist
Do
with
we
this?
earplugs? We're gonna have to cover.
I have
our
potions
ears
that
something.
can that can assist with this. What are you thinking of? What are you looking for?
Well, just in case,
Like something for us to take, or something for me to throw at the witch?
something for you to throw at the witch.
So I do have a potion of darkness, but I don't know how well that works on a witch.
Or,
I'm not
I mean,
as
banshee.
familiar, how well that works on a banshee. It might blind her for a period of time. That we could try. But a lot of my other potions are made for the living.
I gotta go.
So, you guys, well, I guess we'll wait until he's done going pee. So, kind of what is the plan?
Well, we have to get in. We only have one more use, so.
So you want to get in range of the Banshee, have Theon make a shield
Yeah.
to
Basically.
protect the group, and then you cast Silence so the Banshee can't harm anyone. And then
Yeah,
we're
'cause
going to
that
use
can't
the
stop
bracer
thoughts,
to
but it makes it
read
so.
to read
Her thoughts.
her thoughts to find out what she needs to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine that's what we're trying. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's the move we're in the direction of
Because
going.
And we
then-
also, according to the poem or the song,
Careful
we
about
also
her stare.
cannot
Her chorus
stare.
and her
We
stare.
cannot look at her because it says beware of her stare as well.
It does. It does say that. Good. I'm glad you guys paid attention to Theon's warnings. It's kind of a creepy forest, isn't it? Wouldn't this be most awesome if we were actually in the forest?
Camping.
Oh my gosh. Be creeped out, right?
And just have like in the tent without
With-
any light or
and
something.
it's the light of the like a lantern or something in the tent,
Yeah.
like a battery operated lantern or a flashlight.
One that we can like turn up and down. Like,
Yeah, we would
so
turn
we
the-
turn it down so we can
Oh
barely
my
see.
gosh, that would be so creepy. Your mom would love stuff like scary stuff like that, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure she would go just to be there.
Just to be part of the ambience.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I'm excited. I want to do it. It'll be fun. So, they told me the plan. Do you want to explain it to him to make sure that he's aware of it? And I'm sure that that's what the idea was. I just want to make sure that's what the idea of the group is with.
Thean, shield, as like we get close enough to the Banshee, while she can silence the Banshee, and then we use the bracer to get the thoughts of why or what it'll take for her to move on.
And also, we need to be aware that we
Cannot stare
look at her.
or look at her at all. She
Because
can't beware of her stare. And her
According to
voice.
the poem or the childhood song, the last verse is the witch that's in there, beware of her stare.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot listen to her, you know,
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
we cannot
You can't see or listen.
look at her.
Is that so? That's the plan.
Do any of us have a mirror?
I do.
Oh my gosh, you do.
She does.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I'm so glad I bought that.
I'm so glad I have been giving you guys subtle hints, and you're picking up on things. You're very good.
Okay, we're gonna have to use the mirror. We can't stare at her directly, but you can see her reflection, and that will help you aim and cast spell.
Yeah, because you got to aim your silence somewhere.
Yeah, so you're like looking at the mirror with your hand and just like.
Good
Okay.
deal. Sounds like a plan.
Alright, let's keep
Okay, so
moving.
you
I'm
guys-
going to reach out and get from the bag and get the decanter of endless water out.
Okay. You're gonna call well.
Hmm?
Are you gonna say well or whatever and pop the top or whatever it is and spray water out?
We'll see
Okay.
when it comes to it. And it's not well, it's geyser.
Geyser. That's what it's geyser. Because there's three words that you can what is it? It is geyser. So you wrote them all down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Whale.
geyser. I was thinking whale as in like a whale of water. You can get water from a whale, but I was thinking the fountain part. But it's geyser.
I
Okay.
mean, well, not
Well.
whale.
Well.
Because sound doesn't travel well through water, so.
Okay. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not far off. So you begin to wander, and as you guys keep moving, this gets louder. And more of this starts happening. And you notice around you, you can see the auras of there's white auras all over. And when she wails, it's almost like a shockwave. They all turn red. And as they turn red, they start to move, and you see them move closer to you. And when they turn white again, they wander, like endlessly wander. Like they're not focused on coming after you when they're white, but as she wails, you see the red auras move closer to you. Every time she wails, the ghosts start to move in towards the living. So, and you can make this out too. And you see
They
their
don't
auras
care
move,
about us except for when she's.
except for when
Control.
she's
Under
wailing.
they're under her control.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
Which only lasts a little time.
It's
but
only
that's
lasting
still-
a little bit,
I-
unless she starts screaming like crazy, and maybe does some mad banshee wail where she infuriates them and they rage for a period of time. Be
I
aware. of
have
that.
to be honest. I'm scared shitless right now. I wish we could get this part over with as soon as possible.
You're not the only one. Why do you think I'm clutching onto a legion?
Let's get this thing over with.
So you continue to move through the forest,
I do.
and all of a sudden,
I do.
yeah.
I do.
What is that on?
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So as you continue moving on, out of the corner of your eye, both of you barely catch it. In front of you, a green aura appears and then disappears. Different than every other aura.
Green.
This becomes extremely loud. And the auras, you guys could feel something, and Theon's like, okay, I gotta. And he grabs his sword. He unsheaths his sword, and he starts to channel his thoughts, and
She's
he's
here.
closing his eyes, and he's channeling, and the sword's glowing brighter. And as you guys look, you could see the red ghosts screaming, and more of the reds are moving closer and closer, and you're seeing them. They're not far off now.
Where's that green one? Where's that green one? I'm
And
looking for the
every
green one.
once in a while, you suddenly see the green one
You
in,
should pull out
in
that
front of you again,
Yeah.
and this one's really close. Like it's behind a couple trees ahead of you, and it starts.
Cover your eyes. Use the mirror.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna pull
Actually,
up.
can she see the aura?
no,
No? Shit.
she can't. So
This
she.
is gonna have to be a group effort. Hand me the mirror. I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you
I
which
pulled
way
the
to
patch
aim.
off the cloak.
Okay, you
and-
pull the patch off the cloak. The mirror comes out. It's about the size of like a.
Like some of my mom's Halloween mirrors.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like
and so you hold the mirror. And
like
do you
10
turn
by-
around backwards? And
10 by
Theon,
like 18,
Theon is
9 by 18.
holding Aura, and he's trying to walk, and he's kind of. Do you guys stop walking? He's
Yes,
kind of
yes,
tripping.
stop
So
walking.
you say, Theon, stop, because he's got his eyes
Yeah.
closed and he's focusing. Theon stops, and Flute or Flan is freaking out. He's like, oh my god, what is happening? Oh my god, what is happening? Somebody please help me. Oh my god, I'm going to
Yeah,
hold my
fucking
hand,
pee my
hold my
pants.
hand, I got
We're
you.
facing backwards.
So you tell
Yeah,
Flute or
I'm gonna
Flan.
hold your hand.
Allegiant
I'm like,
grabs
get ready
you
to
and
cast
turns you.
Your silence, okay? And I'm going to try to see.
Okay, with the mirror.
Yeah, with the mirror.
So you guys are looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to cast silence.
5.
Oh, God.
No, I said get ready to. I didn't
Get
say
ready
cast
to.
it.
Okay.
I have to see that the green aura is there before you can cast it.
Okay.
Hold on, hold your horses.
So, yeah, as you guys see it, literally probably about 50 yards away from you, you can see the red things are moving like quickly closer to you. And they're not dissipating now. They're not fading. They're moving closer, and you can hear her high screaming, and Theon's pain, and he's holding it back. He's holding the shield to protect you, and you can hear her screaming, and you can barely make it out. And about 10 feet in front of you, the aura appears in the mirror,
Cast it now, and I point her hand towards that.
14.
and you cast it, and silence happens, and you see her start to scream,
Utter the
and her
word.
hair, and you can see in the aura her hair starts to
And
freak.
I'm
and
gonna have to look at the
she
mirror
starts to
in the
turn
mirror.
green
You don't
and
have
red.
to look at her though to cast it. Just
Yeah,
He has
I
to
just
see
have
her
to
aura.
see the aura
Yeah,
again.
and you can
And
see her
when
hair is
Donna-
freaking, and she starts floating in the air, and she's flying, and you make out she's in a dress, and you
Like,
go to
when-
read her
yeah,
mind,
Glendarna.
Glendarna, and you hear in her mind going, if I could just see a picture of my loved one once again, just one more time, a picture of my loved one, and she's screaming, and you can see she's struggling to scream.
What is she thinking?
Oh,
What is she
she
thinking?
just wants to see her loved one again, even just a picture.
Do we have? And does
Do
any?
we- do-
Theon, do you have a picture?
No, I don't. No, I don't. And as you're shining the mirror around, you look off in the distance, and you can see in a tree not far behind a rope. And at the end of the rope, something's sparkling at the end of the rope. Something at the end of this rope is
A
sparkling.
locket or something.
Get that locket down, Hunter. Get that locket down.
You can see.
Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to get this down? How far
And
is it?
she's wigging out, and
Telekinesis.
she's floating in the air, struggling to scream. And
How far-
the
how far?
ghosts that are
Let's see.
raging around
Whoa,
her
wait,
start
wait.
fading from red back to the white.
How far was the rope again?
And the rope is probably about 50 to 60 feet away.
Okay, unseen servant.
Yes, that we're actually in range for unseen servant.
5.
You go.
I'm going to assist you in casting.
I'm going
unseen
to cast
servant.
it as well.
13.
So you're going to help casting Unseen Servant.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys cast Unseen Servant.
I was like, I'm gonna start
And a
getting some
ghostly
conjuring
visage
beasts out of
goes
here.
out, and it reaches and grabs the item at the edge of it, and it starts to bring it to you. and it comes to you and it brings it to you, and it is a locket.
Open the locket.
And you open the locket.
Havana, we.
And you open the locket, and the witch is moving closer, and she's literally right
Wait.
behind you. And you turn and you open the locket and show it to her, and she looks at it, and she calms down, and she floats down to the ground, and she goes, my beloved Lerwick, oh, how I've longed to see you one last time. She looks to the sky, and you guys feel the chill begins to lift from the forest. And all the white, ghostly spirits begin to fade and dissipate as they go up into the air. And she continues to look up, and a white light encapsulates her, and she disappears into the white light.
Da 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 da.
You cast that unseen servant just in time.
So you guys take a look at the locket,
Yeah.
and you look down at the locket, and on one side of the locket is a picture of her, and on the other side of the locket is a picture of what looks like a gentleman in a suit of armor.
We should bring this to the tomb,
To the memorial.
the memorial, and so they can be together forever.
So
Well, we got to continue our journey. As I'm just at least we were
Yeah,
thinking
we got through
quickly
the
at the end.
forest. Now we gotta get through the rest of it.
That rope came in handy for sure.
And this is what the forest sounds like now. It's no longer so haunted. You feel the warmth of the forest, and the darkness is not so dark. It feels more like a normal forest.
We worked together as a group. That was amazing.
Good job, guys.
Fluter, how you feeling?
Fluter's like, and Theon's like, holy shit, we seriously cleared the Banshee? Are you kidding me, guys? Wow, my entire childhood, I lived in fear. All my friends, the family, everybody. This forest was so scary. This was so amazing what we have done here today.
It was
Wow.
pretty scary too.
Yes, it was.
We set a spirit free.
You did.
You guys didn't see the auras. That
Yeah, you guys.
I mean,
Auras?
It was the
It was,
Because
the
you guys could
white
see
and
the
the red,
friendly
yeah, and then
flashing.
getting closer and closer. Yeah, that was the scariest shit I've ever seen.
we're getting
'Cause they were
enclosed
coming.
by spirits as we're trying to get closer to this banshee the whole time.
She starts raging.
There
And
was
you guys
no point
can't
in
see
telling
her
you
too
guys.
much raging, but you can kind of see her barely. And you saw just a ghost moving and frenzying. You saw her frenzying and fading. Her aura was flapping in and out of colors. as
It's
she
like
was-
every time they disappear and reappear, they're closer.
yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, scary. Huh? Okay, so you guys wander for, I imagine another
Let's
hour
see.
or
Is
so.
it the Mara's Nook or what-
You're
what-
going to the
Temple
Temple
of
of Maranok. You're
Okay.
heading that direction.
Okay,
But we're
Temple
going to
of
the plains of
Marathon.
Lerwick.
Yeah, you're going to get to the plains of Lerwick first. You have to pass through the plains, then you go through the
Town of Char,
and then you go into the desert.
in the center of it should have a Mayan-looking temple.
That's
That
the
is
Temple
the
of
Temple of
Maranok.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys travel for a period of time. I'd say it's about that whole escapade took a little period of time because there was walking and moving. I know we went through it in real life faster, but that took some time. And I'd say it's about 5 or 6-ish when the sun's starting to go down and you guys reach the edge of the forest and into the plain.
Okay.
You start to get into the
And we
plains.
see the monument because
And
we're at the edge.
Is it in sight at all?
you can see an area where like I would say probably over a football field down, where it looks like there are some rock formations down to your left, which so let me show you kind of where you guys came out. So and this is all the forest. Okay. And you guys exited about right here. And about a football field, or maybe a football field and a half down, you see a bunch of rock formations about right there. Okay? This is where the mountain begins to crest up, and this is the valley where the plains happen. And then after the plains, it starts into a desert.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's so dark you can't see where the desert ends or anything like that. But out after here, you'll hit a town, and then it goes into a desert. Make sense?
I want to say let's head towards the monument, but
It's late now and the sun is setting.
and it's only
What
a football field
little
and a
bit of the
half.
sun, so it's
Yeah.
starting to get pitch again.
And it's only a football field and a half, or it's only about how 150 yards away. But then like part of me keeps thinking, if orgs like ever, I'm sure they hold a grudge, and they'll probably be roaming around here somewhere.
Staying in the forest actually might be a better idea.
Yeah, didn't you mention?
I
you
have
had, like,
Lehman's
a-
tiny hut.
Yeah, you have a hut that we can stay in for protection at night.
Clever. You can read my mind a little bit. What I'm doing.
All right, we should rest for the night.
Okay.
Eat some rations and drink some. We got plenty of water, so.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Lehman's
So
tiny
where
hut.
are we going? You got to tell me what's happening here, guys.
We're
I think
gonna
we should-
retreat slightly back into the.
So you're going to
Yeah.
move kind of slightly back into the forest, maybe 100 feet, 200 feet? What are we-
Yeah, 100 feet.
So you're
Just enough to feel covered, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as far as we know, the orcs, if they're around, they don't know yet what we know about the fact that Banshee has left the forest. So the forest would be a good protection for us.
That's true.
Okay. So you go over here and you're going to cast Lehman's tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Please
Go ahead.
make it a good one.
Yeah.
No one's. Please.
13.
Okay. So you cast
Like no
Lehman,
one on that one.
Lehman's tiny hut, and it creates a tiny hut. Fluter and Thean. You cast the tiny hut. They go find some wood, some dead logs and stuff. And
Yeah. I'll throw
they
it.
begin to kind of create kind of like a fire. And they sit down on some rocks, and Fluter goes, "Oh my God, I'm exhausted, and I didn't do anything. I'm just tired from the stress of this forest." And Thean goes, "You're telling me? Oh my God, this was something that chilled me to the bone because my entire childhood, this was something that scared us forever. Me and the kids used to tell scary stories about what went on in this forest, and I just experienced that."
If you think about it, it was truly a sad story. You know.
So this is the mountains, just in case you want to know.
And all she ever wanted was to see her loved one again.
Yeah.
It's a cute story that we fixed, and I nearly soiled the ground.
And Thean looks at you and said,
I think
or
you did
Fluterflan
hold it.
looks at you and said, "I think I did." And he pops what looks like a bottle of mead, and he glugs it back, and he's like, "Oh my God, does this not taste like the sweetest nectar ever right now?" And he grabs another one out of his pack, and he says, "Anybody else want one? Anybody else care for a swig?"
I'll have some.
I'm gonna stay sober.
Okay. Go.
Thanks for the offer.
And Thean grabs the one from Fluter's hand and has a drink himself. Has some mead.
No.
Okay. So, they light up a fire. Let's see. Give me just a second, guys. And Fluter and Thean pull out some of their rations and have small pieces of their rations and have some drink, and they sit around the fire. And
I'm gonna pass you guys some rations from my bag.
they look at the fire and say, I can't imagine, all the things we've been through, guys, it's incredible. You're like my family now. And Fluter kind of looks off and says, I never really had a family. And,
I haven't either. So mine were all the creatures in the forest I end up fleeing to. So
Fluter pulls out a little whistle and little like a flute, and kind of starts to play a small little quiet song on the whistle as you guys are sitting there looking at the fire and having some mead and talking amongst yourselves. He just plays a little song, a little tune. And he puts the whistle back in his satchel after a few minutes and says, I'm gonna go hit the sack, guys. Thanks for everything you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and gets in Lehman's tiny hut and disappears. And Thean looks at all of you and says, I appreciate all that you guys do, helping me to find my brother again. Hopefully he's still alive. I so feel it in my heart that he's alive. He just can't be dead. He means so much to me, and God, you guys are like my family too. I have so much support in this world. It's such a beautiful thing. And Legion pats him on the back. Yeah, man, we're here for you. And Thean gets up and goes into Lehman's tiny hut. Legion looks around at you and gets up and he goes and gets in the hut. Now it's just you guys out there.
How
The fire.
how tough is this hut?
It's pretty. Well, I'll just read you to what it actually is. A 10-foot radius immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you. Remains stationary for up to 8 hours. The spell ends if you leave its area. So once you enter into the hut, once we all leave, it'll dissipate.
or after 8 hours.
9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Let's see. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. So is shelter from the rain or anything like
I'm
that.
not gonna say anything.
What?
What happened to all your little friends?
My little friends?
Your bunnies?
What about my bunnies? Or my little friends?
How many creatures do we have?
Oh shit.
But it does say no, just this man total.
Well, I mean,
But
They're
it's
in a pocket
medium.
dimension. I don't know that would count.
as long
Okay.
as they're in his
In
bag.
his bag.
Uh-huh.
Second you pull them out of your bag, it can start causing problems.
The dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but is transparent on the inside. So you can look out and see pretty much everything around you, but looking in, it's kind
How
of...
I wish it's the other way around.
You can see that there's a dome. We've
Well,
had
if
remember. I'm just. I want to say this. On this current campaign, she's cast this spell before and woke up in the middle of the night to something crawling around on the top of the dome. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make it kind of like the color of the forest, to kind of blend in a little bit.
So it can be like a camouflage.
Yeah.
I'll let it be.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the fire inside a tent or outside? Inside
It's,
out or
it's outside it.
We need to put the fire out.
And get rid of it.
Yeah, and I can have it lit inside the hut too.
No, we don't need.
We'll be going to bed.
There's people in there sleeping.
But anyway, it doesn't really say anything on there as to, how strong it is.
It's
Can
just
anybody
camouflage.
enter other than without permission? Is basically what
Just
That's
by the entrance.
What I told you is all it says. Yeah.
So
Doesn't say much else.
from
Unless,
from
you
the
look-
description, I actually thought that when you cast it, it basically contains you and the group that you're with, like it forms around you, and that
I think she.
by
Well, there's
leaving
more. I
it,
mean, I know there's more to it. It's just.
I think she casts it in a spot,
Okay.
and then if people don't enter it in a period of time, it'll disappear.
Okay.
And then if you're in it for 8 hours, it'll disappear.
Okay.
And your question is, can anybody open the door and walk in?
Yeah.
Good question.
Does the door have a lock?
Or does the door lock?
Yeah,
And you
does it
choose
lock?
when you lock the door.
Does the door have a lock?
It doesn't have a door. You
It's a
just
hut.
walk through.
Oh.
I think it just says a dome. It's a dome.
I'm going to say it has a door and you lock it.
Okay.
There you go. I made the decision. That's what it is.
Sweet.
Even if it says otherwise, that's how it operates in my world.
Makes sense.
I will go ahead and put out the fire with this endless water that we have, and let's get some rest.
Should we do anything about the remnants of the fire?
The remnants of the fire. Well, it's
Yeah, because what if anything finds a freshly lit campfire or put out campfire?
we're a good 100 feet away from the open. We're in the forest, at least 100
That's
feet
true.
in. And,
That's true.
And people will be insane to venture into this forest, whether you're an orc or not. I think I'm willing to take that risk. This is a calculated risk.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna put out the fire with the water. And then
Yeah, I put it
go,
out.
go inside.
Okay. And you guys are all going inside? Consensus?
Yeah.
1, 2,
I think
3,
so.
4, 5, 6.
So there's 6 of you.
7.
7 if you
Seven.
include your creature,
Uh-huh.
which I imagine comes in. You can't have more than 9.
Yeah, I'll keep the little. I won't let the little ones out of the dimensional back. So
They've stayed in there for a while anyways. Okay. So do you all go to sleep or does anybody stay watch?
Yeah, we should take turns.
but we can stay watch inside.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Mhm.
it's transparent.
And you can look
so
out.
we can see out.
Uh-huh. The other 3 have already gone to bed. They apparently didn't think about it. They're asleep.
We can take turns. I'll
Yeah.
take the first one.
Okay.
I'll wake you up in 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody goes to
Me.
sleep. The first 2 hours, you just look around and
Yeah, just
nothing special.
nothing special.
Okay. Uneventful. 2 hours pass.
Hey, it's your turn.
Okay. Wakes you up. You waiting 2 hours again? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we can do that. We can
Okay.
just rotate through it.
So I'm doing the same thing, kind of just sitting up and looking around. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, just keep
that your 2 hours go by. Uneventful, nothing happens. But Stephanie's dream. She dreams again tonight. You dream. The same vision as we've had several nights before happens again tonight. I'm gonna draw it out.
About Nim.
About now. You're at the top of a castle, and there is a platform, the stairs that go up to the platform. And there are groups of people. Groups of people down here. Chanting. You guys don't know this, by the way. This is her dream.
I was gonna say a group of water people.
Well, these are people. I don't know. I don't have like a... Anyways. At the top of here is a spire. And chained to the spire is Nim. And over here is a dark hooded figure. And everybody is... you're standing here looking forward at all this. And there's a dark hooded figure here. And he's channeling smoke. Like a dark essence of smoke. And he's pushing it into the light. You can see he's pushing it into Nim. And Nim is... And the light is fading. And continues to fade. And in your dream, you can't control yourself, but this is what's happening in your dream. You're walking down this walkway, and all these people are chanting around you. Oh, oh, oh. And he's saying some cultist words. And the whole time, you see the Nim is darkening, and he's staring at you, and you hear him, and you walk up here and you look at Nim, and Nim looks at you and says, "Why? Why?" And as you're looking at him, and you begin to speak, and as you begin to speak, you turn your head, and as you turn your head, right there is the dark hooded figure, and then you feel him tapping you on the shoulder, waking you up.
It's your turn.
It's your turn. Wake up. And you wake up and you're... Why?
I had another
Do you
one
tell
of my
him?
dreams.
Is that what you tell him?
Mm-hmm.
The dreams about Nim that you mentioned from earlier?
Yeah. He's being tortured. And I think the Dark Brother knows that I know what they're doing to him.
Well, better get our asses moving quicker then.
Yes.
Okay.
Did he happen to like... He just knows that you know, or like, is there any other
he was
details on
there.
there?
Do you tell him the story?
Yeah, he was there. The Nim was was basically hooked to some kind of a spire thing and chained up to it, and there was this dark smoke energy that was being pushed into Nim diminishing his light even further. And just as Nim was speaking to me, asking me why I did this to him, the Dark Brother looks at me directly, and that's when you woke me up.
You've had that dream before.
And it wasn't any different from the last one. Same exact thing.
Pretty much.
From,
Mm-hmm.
well,
But it's my turn to take watch.
You feel like you didn't even sleep at all.
No. So
Okay.
you go ahead and get some rest, and I'll watch.
A little messed up, huh? All right, that's how this goes. Okay, so you go to bed.
yeah.
You stay up. Imagine the dream courses through your mind.
I'm sure that you wouldn't be able to sleep
It'd
right
be
after
tough.
that anyway.
It probably
once you
would
wake
be tough.
up.
I'd have nightmares. It's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, when you have a nightmare, you tend to not be able to go to bed or want to go back to bed. You don't want to. You're like, I want to, but I don't want to.
Okay. 2 hours passes by, and the sun, dawn starts to look like it starts to come up a little bit. It's about 6 in the morning. The sun's coming, peering through here. As a kind of, because it's not going over the mountain, it's kind of peering through here, and it hits the edge of the forest, and the rays of light, the very teeny rays of light that come through, you can tell that it's starting to be dawn.
Yeah, not much sunlight though, because
No, almost now. It keeps getting darker, and even darker, almost as though it doesn't even come up.
It's like it's just going through dark clouds.
Yeah,
Almost.
even almost darker clouds. Like it almost doesn't even come up at all, is what it feels like. 30 Days of Night. Remember that show where it's night all the time? Okay. Legium and Theon start to wake up. And how was everybody's night? You guys take turns? I'm sorry. We just were so tired. Fluter's like, oh, I needed that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
I had
I
another.
exit my meditation.
What was that?
I had another dream.
Are you telling this to the group or to Legium?
Legium.
Or Legium says, what was the dream about?
Nim, once again.
It makes me wonder. Is this a
But
dream?
this time, the Dark Brother knows that I know what they're doing to him.
If the Dark Brother... If you can see what the Dark Brother's seeing, can the Dark Brother see what we see?
Are you a liability?
Is it a dream? Do you think it's a dream? I worry that my brother knows what's going on. I'm concerned that they may be on our way here.
Well, from the sounds of it to me, I mean, this has happened before. I feel like it's almost like an astral projection.
That's
Not
what
like-
it sounds like.
Almost.
Out of guilt, either you're going there in your dreams, and this is ongoing why the skies are continuing to dark, or is he pulling you there to make a point?
Probably.
Or Nim could simply be telling you that we're running out of time.
That's a possibility as well.
It could be that too.
We need to we need to hurry, because I think that once Nim is completely darkened,
Then it will
there
all
may
be too late.
there may be no going back. there may be no going back.
Which, just so you guys know, I'm perfectly fine living in a completely dark world. But
You're not about balance. That's way off balance.
yeah,
so.
that is way off balance. So
You're like, I would rather restore the balance, but if it stays dark,
Doesn't kick my. It doesn't. I'm not too terribly
if
bad.
Nim dies and then we kill the Dark Brother anyway, it stays dark, right?
Okay. Theum and Fluter step out of the tiny hut and they go back to the fire and they light it up again and you see Theum or you see Fluterflang go, you know, rations are good, but it'd be nice if we had some fresh kill. I'd like some fresh meat. So Fluterflang wanders off into the forest on his own. Looks like he's going hunting for breakfast.
are you not gonna join him?
I'll join him.
Okay. So you go off and join Fluterflang.
Yeah.
You guys wander through the forest after a period of time, and you see Fluterflang is flicking his daggers, and he ends up catching himself a bird or two. And you, I imagine, are
Yeah.
hunting as well, and you catch a bird or two. They're medium-sized birds.
I'm assuming there's eggs in these areas. With
Yeah,
the
you could
birds.
search around for that if you'd like as well.
I do.
Fluter grabs the birds and starts making his way back. You're grabbing eggs? I'd love some eggs for breakfast. I'll help you. He starts looking around, climbing in the trees and stuff, and you guys rustle up a few dozen eggs. Or not a few dozen, a few, half a dozen eggs. And you make your way back to camp.
Half a dozen bird eggs.
Uh-huh.
They're little.
That's one little egg for each person.
Hey, but we have a couple of birds. Full birds. I mean, who knows how big the birds
So-
are. They're still birds.
So you get back to camp. Fluter throws one of the birds to Thean and says, "Help me clean it." Thean and Fluter start cleaning the bird off and everything. They set up a rotisserie thing and they start cooking the birds.
Hey Thean, I noticed that yesterday your sword glowed yellow when the dead spirits were close.
Yes.
D-
It's an effect of the enchant I have on this blade.
So it detect.
It detects
What does it all detect?
detects undead, otherly world beings, such as spirits, ghosts, banshees, that sort of thing. And
Orcs?
he pulls the blade out, and instead of it being blank, oddly enough, it has a faint glow. Just a faint one, very faint. And he
Damn.
goes, "That's weird."
That is weird.
And he looks around.
What else does it detect?
Just that.
Well, we.
Are we close to a grave? Are we near some undead?
We're
we
close
could be
to a
the
grave.
monument, maybe.
We might
'cause
be,
did
yeah, we
see
might
those-
be close to Larwick's grave.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we-
You don't think he's still around after all these years? Do you?
I don't know. It's very possible.
We should make our way to the monument. Yeah.
Yeah. We scrounge up the food and finish eating, and then I definitely.
That's bizarre. This must have caught me saying something or something. I don't know. Weird. Okay. So, you guys start making your way towards the monument. As you get closer, he sheathes his sword and then he pulls it out a little bit and it starts to glow even more. And he says, "I'm a little worried, guys." And as you get around, you guys don't see any auras or anything anywhere.
Huh.
Not anywhere close.
We
And
don't see
you
anything.
get to this area and you do find that there's a rock,
Uh-huh.
a big rock. And as you approach it, so tell me where you're approaching the rock from.
Well, probably
From here,
that side,
or
yeah.
from behind, or from
Probably,
here.
yeah. Because that's
So like
From that quadrant.
okay. So
Yeah,
you
at
get
that
you
kind of
approach
thing.
the rock and you can see what looks like there's some inscription or something, like it's flat, like something could be written on it right from over here.
Okay.
So I imagine you guys wander around
yeah,
to the other side.
definitely want to check it out. 'cause-
Okay, and you go to the other side of it. And as you go to the other side, you do start to pick up an aura of something.
Okay.
But it's a blue aura. And the aura is in the ground. On the ground to the side of it, right here. And the aura you pick up is something like this.
Which side is up and which side is down?
You guys are looking down at it. And you can see that aura, a blue aura.
Uh-huh.
You see a blue aura in the ground.
Huh? A sword. I'm gonna start digging.
And you can see, you start to read on the rock. There, it's carved out, but you can see that it's been weathered, so it's weathered down. But you can make out the words. Lerwick.
Lurk was buried with his weapon, and it's magical.
I think we should get it. And
I'm
then
already digging for it.
We'll exchange
Oh.
we'll exchange the sword for the locket.
Locket. Yeah, we'll put the locket in there
For
in the
that Havana
place of
hat.
the sword.
Okay, so you're digging.
Fair exchange.
It is a fair exchange. You don't need the weapon anymore. You can have your locket with your beloved.
This guy in loot. I love that he's a looter, though. It's good. At least we're looting.
I don't need the locket. Yeah, I don't want the sword though.
'Kay.
For sure.
Hold on a second. Give me just a second here. Okay. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna.
Could you grab me another Diet Mountain Dew?
Do you need another Coke, Braden?
I'm good.
Okay. So, you continue to dig, and as you continue to dig, you do get to a sword. And it is on top
Of the grave?
of a coffin.
Coffin? Okay.
So,
Almost as if it was like. a
and
cross
you
on
see
top.
the blue aura is a sword. Looks like a very nice sword. It is a little bit rusty at the moment.
Is it sheath?
It is sheathed,
Okay.
so the sheath is rusty. And some of the grip, and this is a little bit rusty.
I remove it.
Does it have any
and-
specific engravings or writings on either the sheath
On the
or
sheath, it's very rusty,
it's hard to
but
tell.
you could see that there was probably some writing and some inscriptions.
Okay.
And at the on the blade of it,
There's a gem.
there's a gem, a red gem.
Red gem. Unsheath it. Can I unsheath it? Does
It
it
takes a
come out?
lot of work to unsheath it because of the rust, but eventually you unsheath it and it is a beautiful blade. And you feel, all of a sudden everybody within 30 yards, which I'd imagine is, I think everybody, right?
Yeah.
Everybody within 30 yards feels almost a sense of energy, a sense of power, a sense of vigor, a sense of hell yeah. Like, awesome, I have energy, I'm ready to go, we can do this. Like a sense of, that's what you feel.
Yeah.
Energy.
Like an encouragement, or that would make sense why he ended up leading things with this kind of sword. It lets off this.
You
kind
guys
of
feel
energy from it.
feel almost special. Even though he's holding the sword, everybody in the area feels almost special. And as you pull the blade, you can make off probably about 25 yards in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
a glowing white aura moving towards you. And it's a white aura, which is a ghostly aura.
Mhm.
You know that. And you guys can start to see it, and it is a ghostly aura. And as you start to look at it, it is a gentleman on a steed that's trotting towards you. And he moves towards you. And you recognize the ghostly figure
Lerwick.
Larwick.
as Lerwick. And the locket. He appears as the figure in the locket. And he approaches you.
Sir
And he just-
Lerwick.
And he just trots, and he just looks at you and nods his head at all of you.
I bow. And I
Yeah.
signal the locket.
Yeah, cool. We saved Havana, so we'll give you this locket that she had. That
So
actually
you go to
freed-
Lerwick and you show Lerwick the locket. And Lerwick looks at the locket. And he nods. He doesn't say anything. He just nods at you. And you can see kind of his ghostly visage. You can see some tears go down his side of his eye, his cheeks and stuff. And he nods. And he kind of motions to the grave a little bit. And then his spirit kind of fades a little bit.
I'll put the locket in there and put it back.
Okay.
We'll at least have the sword.
Okay? You guys still feel the great power surrounding you. You feel energy. You feel great. You feel special.
I'm trying to
The
think
sword
what
is cool.
Yeah. Sword is cool. I wonder if it glows when we're getting closer to
So
orbs.
It glows blue very
so
much
it's
to
a
you. You see
like
it
a
glow.
sword of vigor, or
You're not sure.
It is red jam, but
You see a blue aura.
it seems like a.
And the aura
unique
is
thing.
only is amazingly brighter blue when it's out, and if you put it in, you sheath it again, the filling fades. And when you pull it, you guys feel the vigor. Not vigor, but you feel special.
Courage.
Yeah.
Gives us courage. This will come in handy. Anybody here an actual sword user?
Being.
Thean is. You can use two.
Can you do well?
Shink. Shink. You bet I can. Shink. Okay. As the sun begins to peak throughout as the day starts to move along, you guys notice out in the plains large
Large moving figures?
moving figures. They're out there a ways, and it's hard to tell because it's dark, and you're in a valley, so the sun only hits it in pieces and shadows. But you see large, gigantic
How
moving
many?
figures.
How many?
You see one move, and then off in the distance, maybe behind them, you see another one moving slowly.
Have you guys ever encountered orcs before?
I think I have, possibly.
I haven't on this adventure.
Orcs are a funny bunch. They act tough.
They're a bunch of old softies.
No, they're tougher than they act. I don't want to run.
They're tougher than they act.
I don't want to come across them if I don't have to. They don't play fair. They're bullies. Every single one of them.
Well, you are tiny.
I grew up
And they
with
are
some.
much larger. You are an ant to them.
Just wondering when you want to stop.
What?
Oh, it's like 12:12.
It's 12:12.
Yep.
It's past midnight, and you gotta work in the morning.
I don't have to work till noon. Should
She's
be
good.
fine.
2 more hours at least?
I can go until like 2.
We'll go for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay. I do have still quite a bit of story.
So yeah, orcs. Let's avoid them when possible. But what's the best way to deal with bullies?
Kick
That's,
them in the nuts.
Kick him in the nuts.
yeah. Kick their ass.
Orcs are usually how big?
Well, these are giant orcs.
Oh, these are giant orcs? You forgot to mention the giant.
Oh,
orc.
I mentioned it.
You
I think you
mentioned
guys
it?
choose not to hear it. I've said it every time I say it out there.
Giant orcs.
I said giant looming figures. The war of the giant orcs.
Shoot.
They're big.
I mean, it can't be that tough with that encouraging sword. Obviously, they won. Granted, there was
They
no
Well,
won with
maybe
an
we
army.
should-
we won. They
They won
won
with an army.
Yeah, they won with an
and
army.
they cost them their great warrior.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should just, say things that they might want to hear, like.
Do you speak Orcish?
No. But I can comprehend languages.
You know what?
But that doesn't mean you can speak them.
Are they within 500 feet of us?
That's any day.
Looming figures are out there further than 500 feet.
Okay.
I would say the looming figures are about a football field and a half to 2 football fields out there. And here's the deal, guys. Real quick,
Yes.
not only is it dark, but have you ever been in the field when there's fog and it's misty?
Yeah.
It's foggy and misty out there. So you can't make out exactly what they are, but you make out looming, large, moving figures. And every once in a while you hear a...
Now, how giant are we talking about? Like, are they...
Like 50 feet giant? Or
like Skyrim giant, which is like that,
It's about that much. Yeah.
where they smack you and you fly and die instantly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
instantly die and they
Like
fight
that big.
because you
I-
attacked the mammoth.
I say we avoid this.
Well, we can, like, do, like, an invisibility spell or undetect spell or something like that on the group, and except for
See,
the
let's
ones
just
that
use
can already...
Geyser, and I'll just use water walking, and I'll walk up the geyser and just get out of here.
Really?
He's like, I just want to go.
Well, we got it. They're coming from the city area, though, right? Or are they coming from like?
You don't know where it's coming from. You just see figures every once in a while moving around in here, in the
Inside the
mist.
building.
Yeah.
Inside the building.
And this is not scalable. This is at a point where they're like almost straight up. You know how you see those walls of rock in the
Okay.
mountains sometimes that they rock climb up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how these kind of are. These
Where it
walls.
would take a lot longer than the time we would have.
Just to go straight through. Yeah. To try and climb this would be really tough. You have to go through these plains.
And they're already, and the giant orcs are big enough to pick you off like a fly from the mountain, I'm sure. Well,
Fought a 50-foot giant before.
I could just make a bigger fog cloud. Thicker one.
You mentioned something about you can shrink.
Yeah.
You want to bring them down to our size? Maybe even the playing field a little?
I'm sure they wouldn't want to know what to do when they went go that small.
I gotta remember which evil spell it is. Oh, wait, enlarge or reduce. Okay. It's right here. Yep, it's I have to be 30 feet
Ah, boy.
close to him.
That's fine. Are they considered large or extra large? Large or titan? Or titan?
They're extra large.
They're extra large.
Yeah, they're big.
So shrinking them only shrink them to down one level, which means they'll still be a large.
Which means they're still going to tower way over you.
Yeah.
But let's see. I can probably maybe do something different to them.
Can you enlarge a spell?
I can enhance a spell.
Wait, can you enlarge me if I use Guardian of Nature?
What is that?
I can turn myself into a primal beast or a great tree. Your skin appears barky, leaves sprouts from your hair, and you gain.
He's going to be a
falling
treant
benefit.
and he's going to go fight things.
It's like an ant kind of tree, you know. It says great tree,
Treant.
but I don't know. It's a trend.
Is that a large? Is that considered a large?
It says
Great.
primal beast and stuff like that. I'm assuming they're pretty big.
Okay.
I don't
And
know
then
how
if you
big,
enlarge
but-
that, you'll probably be up there.
Both.
I
primal
might be able to
beast and
cast
great
sleep
tree
on all of them,
sound
but
pretty big.
And if she
Not
casts
50
enlarge
feet
on
probably, but like pretty big.
you,
Or
if she
just-
casts enlarge to you, then you probably beat up there.
This is fun.
Or just cast sleep on all of them.
Sleep
Yeah,
goes
their
on.
intelligence generally.
No, sleep goes on their health points though. I assume they have a ton of health points, which sleep will just
Yeah.
generally not even work on them then.
He'll probably wake him up if you tap him.
Well,
If you make them actually sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have commune with nature? I have a 3-mile... the spell gives you the knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you. In caves and other natural underground settings, the radius is limited to 300 feet. But we're not underground anymore. Wow.
It's too bad I don't.
Knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area: terrain, the back, water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials.
Can we take a 5-minute break?
Elementals.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's basically just kind of flat land all the way through, right?
Yeah, it's pretty flat-landed.